The Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but long for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and trade winds soft through the shining trees, and the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn, and his name's the sky his own, but a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but long for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The Caged Bird by Maya Angelou was a poem written to identify segregation between blacks and whites, or races in general. The Caged Bird compares and contrasts the life between an African American and a white American in the U.S. back in the 70s. The speaker also points out the eagerness of African Americans and the freedom they wanted and the equality they wanted in life between blacks and whites. Why did I choose this poem? That's a great question, actually. I just feel like in today's world, even though segregation is not there or we can't see it with our own eyes, I still feel like discrimination still goes on. And there are some discrimination between races, not necessarily only blacks and whites. That's why I chose this poem. I'm like, now there's so many more cultures in America, but they still go through discrimination, even though it's the 21st century. I also feel as if this poem just points out the things not our ancestors, but our civil rights leaders went through to provide the equality for us today. And even in today's world, it's equal, like, through the systems, but it's still discrimination that goes on. For example, there's stories as the Trayvon Martin case. People think that is a race-based case. The reason why George Zimmerman didn't go to jail, but who knows? It's all about how the system works today. I just feel like this poem just makes you really think about the things they went through for equality through races and equality. This poem is great. It's one of Maya Angelou's greatest poems ever. Very, very, very famous poem. I love the poem. I think it's great. The metaphor she uses in the poem really points out, gives you like a picture in your brain of gives you a picture of what she wants you to see of races, but in a different light. She uses something that everybody knows what it is, like a caged bird. Everyone knows what a caged bird is. So she kind of compares that and makes you think deeper into it. So this poem is a great poem. I would recommend it. It's a great poem.